right?
he actually talks about God, and I know like with the Jesus stuff, but like he's pretty nice,
Hmm.
and
So
you know,
sorry to interrupt, but I think my OBS started working and the streaming actually just started. I was waiting to see if it crashed this time, but it didn't. So
uh,
um, I think it might start. But just one thing I want to fix. Oh yeah, also I have to do my salatin because it's time here for prayer. Just so I'll be ready after that. Okay, but I started the streaming.
You can stop and
Yeah,
do it again or
I
not? Is it
can
like
after I finish my discussion, I can go do my salat. By the way, yeah,
okay?
so I just have to do one thing here. Sorry, I'm so distracted.
I'm not sure if I really can.
What? Oh yeah.
It might want some treats from you.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to another Quran study. God willing, today we'll be reading from Surah 17, verse 72. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As for those who are blind in this life, they will be blind in the hereafter, even a lot worse. So these verses are talking about the disbelievers, and God says that these are people who are allegorically speaking, they're blind in this life because they cannot see the truth, or if they can see the truth, they can't recognize it. They don't know how to process it, um, and they're deaf and blind. And God says uh, they will be blind in the hereafter, even a lot worse, right? So they will not have any light. They will be in constant misery, um, and they will be a lot worse position. Obviously, we know about the torment that the disbelievers are going to get, and the distinction, as we know, another verse in the Quran says the differences in the hereafter are much more significant than the differences we see between people in this life. And so when if you see, for example, a blind person, um, and you think that they're disadvantaged, I mean, the people in the hereafter will be a lot worse. And God is reminding us of that here. Verse 73, God strengthens the messenger. They almost diverted you from the revelations we have given you. They wanted you to fabricate something else in order to consider you a friend. If it were not that we strengthened you, you almost leaned towards them just a little bit. Had you done that, we would have doubled the retribution for you in this life and after death, and you would have found no one to help you against us. So this is God, talking to the messenger, um, and we can see that how God strengthens the messenger, how people have so much pressure on the messenger, where the messenger, you know, could almost lean towards them, easier for them. And but God says that they have no um, room to do that. And if they ever try to do anything like that, like God will double the retribution for them in this life and after death. Obviously, they would be fired from the position of a messenger, and they would end up in hell. So we understand like how delicate it is, how tough the job is of a messenger. That they have to deliver the truth and nothing but the truth, and they can't bend it, to people's liking, to where it becomes, something that they can tolerate and swallow. They have to give them the truth as it is, and the pure truth, and they cannot compromise, to please the people, right? And that should be the same for every believer. As an example, that we have been given a lot of information, a lot of proofs, and we have a great responsibility. Almost the same, if not less, than that of the messenger, um, in this regard, because we have the ultimate miracle, and all the proof have been explained to us in detail and documented. So there's no turning back for any of us in that sense. And so we have to be very careful, like people, and this is very important for people, for example, who say that you have minor differences, like let's put our differences aside, and we can still get along. um, but on the surface it sounds good, but what they're really trying to tell you is they want you to give in just a little bit, uh, so that they can consider you a friend, right? um, and but that's what we see, what the compromisers do. They compromise their religion, they compromise the laws and the truth, to make these friendships, right? And so at the end, if that was important, the messenger should have just done that, right? But Quran tells us the opposite. You're not here to make friends. You're not here to make a big party of people to get along with, or hold hands and say we're united. We're here to worship God and to spread the message of God, and not allow it to become compromised by others, or at least we shouldn't be the one being playing an active part in it. Trying to confuse religion for the people, and we have to draw the line hard and clear. Verse 76, they almost banished you from the land to get rid of you, so that they could revert as soon as you left. This has been the case. This has been consistently the case with all the messengers that we sent before you, and you will find that our system never changes. So, I mean, this is what we see from the messengers, when the hostility, the amount of hostility that the people have towards the truth, is they can't stand to be around, the messenger. They can't stand to see him, and they can't stand to preach him. They can't stand for him to be able to preach the religion freely to people around them. They want to kick him out. And this is something that you will see across the board, like with all the messengers, and also, um, not just the messenger, but the believers in general. Like, I mean, this is the treatment that they want to give to the believers. They want, because they want you to shut up. They don't want the truth to be told. They don't want to be reminded of the truth. Um, and this is how much they hate the truth, right? And uh, like for example, the messenger of the covenant. I mean, all the activities that were going on. In fact, his own father, how he threatened to have him killed, as well. And so this shows the hostility of the disbelievers. I mean, how evil they are with Satan. That this is what Satan wants. Because obviously, if it exposes his tricks and his games and misinformation that he has been spreading. It exposes it, and so that's why he hates the truth, and he provokes his people to his subjects to make these kinds of statements and perform these types of actions against the believers and against the messenger of God. So verse 78, the noon prayer. You shall observe the contact prayer salat when the sun declines from its highest point at noon as it moves towards sunset. You shall also observe the recitation of the Quran at dawn. Reciting the Quran at dawn is witness. So, uh, so God is reminding us that we should observe the contact prayers, especially the noon prayer is mentioned here, when the sun, which is when the sun declines from the highest point. So, and as it moves towards sunset. So that's when the noon prayer starts, when the sun declines from the highest point and moves towards sunset. And then um, God says that it's a commandment for us. You shall also observe the recitation of the Quran at dawn. Reciting the Quran at dawn is witness, right? And so it's important, I think, like we recite the, when we're reciting the Quran in the morning, like we're not just reading it in our heads, like we're actually reciting it. Reciting means to read out, right? And so I think it's also a part of a learning process. Like one of the techniques that they will teach you um, to memorize things and retain information is for you to read it out to yourself also, because it reinforces into your brain. You're not just reading it, you're also hearing it back. And your brain is more engaged in the act. And then also, your action of reciting it is also being witnessed. So that's what it says in the verse. um, and so it also will be a chance for other people around you naturally to maybe also hear it. But the important part is for you to be able to hear your recitation as you recite at dawn. And that's what the commandment is. Verse 79, meditation. During the night you shall meditate for extra credit, that your Lord may raise you to an honorable rank, and say, my Lord, admit me in honorable admittance, and let me depart in honorable departure, and grant me from you a powerful support. Proclaim the truth has prevailed, and falsehood has vanished. Falsehood will inevitably vanish. Right? So, meditation on God for extra credit. Right? When it talks about extra credit, it's not um, talking about like your contact prayers and stuff. Um, and so like when you when you're in school, let's say, and you really want to excel, um, and get good grades. If there's extra credit, you know, uh, you're if you're someone who's really eager to excel, you'd want to complete those extra credits, so that you can get extra marks, right? I mean, if you're not able to score enough points, which in our case, I mean, you can say like, "Oh, I'm such a good student, like I don't need extra points," Like, I mean, that would be arrogant, because and you overestimating yourself. I mean, this test is not easy, and we make so many mistakes in this world that we don't even realize, and we all often tend to think that we are better than we actually are, because we're ignorant, egotistical creatures, and we think the test is easy. But if you're really intelligent, you would know that these this might be extra credit, but if you're failing, that extra credit will actually help you and save you from going to hell, basically, right? But if you're a good submitter, that extra credit will take you even further, right? And it's not just like you hit a ceiling and now you can't get any further, right? God is the most just, most absolute, um, absolutely just God. And so, the more you do for your soul, the more you do to grow your soul, the more you meditate, the stronger your soul is going to be, and the closer it is going to be with God. And those ranks, as we know, are eternal. and so we want to make the best out of the time that God has given us. And the time uh, during the night is especially important for meditation because you don't have the distractions that you have all around you during the day, right? Because things are slow and most people are asleep, or relaxing, and you don't have things bothering you like work or family and things like that, and so you can really meditate and focus. And meditation is really about focusing on God alone, right? I mean, if you this is not talking about the meditation that all these people are doing in all these yoga temples and stuff. It's talking about meditating on God's attributes, meditating on God. Yes, reading the Quran is also a kind of meditation, but the kind of meditation you could also engage in would be like zikr and commemoration of God, right? And the more you do it, the better it is for you, of course. Um, you know, you don't want to compromise your sleep and your rest also, but God tells us that we have a lot of time during the day for other matters, and uh, we can set some time aside, just even a small bit, that we can use it to meditate. I mean, you don't necessarily need a whole hour or two to block for meditation. I mean, you could, even if you do 15, 20 minutes, and maybe you can increment from that point on, or at least even if you still keep them consistent, it's all going to add up, right? In your post retirement account on the day of judgment. So I think it's a good practice, and God encourages the people who want to get the extra credit. I mean, God is providing us the opportunities, and I mean, people for, and this is for people who want to pray to God all the time. You don't have to invent new prayers to be close to God. I mean, you just have to do your meditation and reflect on God, and you can do it in so many different ways. I mean, there's no one set way that you can meditate on God, and also say this, that God says, and say it, my Lord, admit me in honorable admittance, and let me depart in honorable departure, and grant me from you a powerful support. So as everything quiets down, this gives us a chance to really focus on the reality of our lives, which is and what is to come, right? I mean, we have so many things going on in all different directions around us, and it's very difficult to focus during the day. And but during the night, I mean, your brain even works differently. Like if you look at the scientific studies out there, like they say, that time at night is when a lot of the parts of the brain that are not activated during the daytime will actually activate, and those things will actually allow you to reflect more, etc. So you can think about God and think about the hereafter and meditate on God. Verse 82, healing and mercy. We sent down in the Quran healing and mercy for the believers. At the same time, it only increases the wickedness of the transgressors. When we bless the human being, he becomes preoccupied and heedless, but when adversity strikes him, he turns despondent. So everyone works in accordance with his belief, and your Lord knows best which ones are guided in the right path. So God says the Quran is a healing and mercy for us, right? It's a blessing from God for us to have this amazing book that we can read over and over and over again for years and years to come, and still get new information from it every time we read, if we are really paying attention and being sincerely devoted to God alone, right? As long as you have access to the Quran will give you more and more information, more and more guidance and knowledge that is healing and mercy for your heart and for your soul and for all your problems in life. It's and the hereafter, obviously, right? It's a healing and mercy for people. And God says, at the same time, this amazing book will only increase the wickedness of the transgressors, right? And we know that the Quran can be the Iliyin and it can be the Sijin. For the believers, it is the Iliyin. For the disbelievers, it's Sijin. And the Iliyin, guides you to righteousness, you know, fixes all your problems, heals your heart, your soul, anything that bothers you, mind, body, or soul. I mean, fixes everything. At the same time, you will see the disbelievers, will do the worst thing and actually increases their wickedness because you have disbelievers who say they believe in the Quran. Those people will look at the Quran and go for verses to find the worst meanings and support the horrendous lies against God and His messengers. And then, as for the disbelievers, obviously, naturally, they'll go against it. They'll blaspheme against God and say things about it and reject it and scheme against it, and so it increases their wickedness too. Like they will laugh at it or do whatever else they think that they can do with the Quran or against the Quran. As we know, like for example, um, you know, if we look at the so-called Muslims, the Mohammedans, we can see what they have done, right, and how it increases their wickedness because one, they reject it, they become disbelievers after believing because they don't believe in the miracle of the mathematical miracle of the Quran. They don't believe in the messenger of the covenant that's prophesied in the Quran, and they don't believe in uh, other revelations of the Quran, for example, upholding the Quran alone, not upholding the Hadith and Sunnah, and yet they go against it, right? So uh, and they see all the proofs, right? So at that time, it only increases their wickedness, and they scheme against it and ridicule it, etc. Right? So they increases their wickedness manifold, and they just their their destiny doesn't stay the same. Like um, when someone crosses the path of submission and sees the truth, they're either going up or they're going way down, right? And in this case, these people are going way down. If they're not going to become believers, they just go towards the worst pit of hell. Um, and verse 83 talks about the human being. God says, when we bless the human being, he becomes preoccupied and heedless, and when adversity befalls him, he becomes despondent, right? And so this is somebody um, who is this is I mean God talking about the human beings in general, right? And so when they have these people, when they have blessings, um, and and let's say whether it's money or other blessings, they just become preoccupied with those blessings and they become heedless. And when they uh, suffer adversity, they also become despondent and in a way heedless, right? So it doesn't change their condition. They were disbelievers before and they're disbelievers after, right? It doesn't help them at all. And verse 84 says, everyone works in accordance with his belief, and your Lord knows best which ones are guided in the right path. So obviously, God has the full knowledge of everybody, and He knows who's guided and who's not, and He will judge among us on the day of resurrection. Divine revelation, the source of all knowledge. They ask you about the revelation. Say, the revelation comes from my Lord. The knowledge given to you is minute. If we will, we can take back what we have revealed to you, what we revealed to you. Then you will find no protector against us. This is but a mercy from your Lord. His blessings upon you have been great. So, just like the subtitle says, divine revelation is the source of all knowledge, right? Like when you talk about revelation, sometimes people take it to a whole different level. Like, oh, you're talking about some revelation, like you are saying you're a messenger. um, but God says He's the source of all knowledge. Like we think, for example, like we invented the computers, or we figured out the formulas to make this or that. But the thing is, actually, God is the one who taught us all these things, and He is the source of all knowledge, all information, whether it was Einstein or anybody else, right? I mean, you think that you came up with something, I mean, there's no such thing, right? There's no such thing as someone just creating something on their own and coming up with knowledge from like outside of God's control, right? So everything is controlled by God, and God is the one who decides who gets what type of information and knowledge, and all of that has been given to us. And this is described also, before we were created, how God says, He taught Adam all the names, right? And so all of these things are divinely revealed from God, right? And you don't need, for example, Angel Gabriel to come. I mean, that is, for scriptures and stuff like that, right? But God is the source of all knowledge, and He inspires that knowledge to to people, right? For example, like God says He inspired the bee, to build homes in the trees, right? I mean, this is God being teaching them. He's the divine source of that knowledge that was revealed, from God to the bees in general, right? And so He's the source of that knowledge and all other knowledge. And God says if He wills, He can take it back. Imagine if one day God took back all the knowledge, the world would stop running. I mean, people would be helpless. Like imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you forgot, you don't know how to speak, you lost your language skills or your memory or anything like that, right? I mean, but it's all in God's control, and He can take all of that back from us. But it's but God says this is but mercy from your Lord. His blessings upon you have been great, and so it is a mercy from Him that He's allowing all these blessings to flow continuously as long as we're here in this world, for us to be able to fulfill our lives in this world, and God willing, pass the test. Mathematical composition of the Quran. Say if all the humans and all the jinns banded together in order to produce a Quran like this, they could never produce anything like it, no matter how much assistance they lent one another. We have cited for the people in this Quran all kinds of examples, but most people insist upon disbelieving. And so we know about the mathematical composition of the Quran, and it says if all the jinns and all the humans banded together in order to produce a Quran like this, they could never produce anything like it, no matter how much assistance they lent one another. And we now know that based on the Quran's mathematical code, because if you're talking about the literary challenge, that has already been answered by people. But what they can't produce is the mathematical composition behind the literary challenge. So someone may create a bunch of broken sentences with some kind of mathematical combination, which the likes of which we've already seen, for example, from people who decided not to believe in the proofs from the smoke, for example, right? The kinds of proofs that they were showing, like this was something that some atheists and all they tried to use to challenge to to answer the challenge of the Quran, actually, right? Which is just laughable, given the scale of what they tried to put together, and half of it was not even true. It was just a few first sentences, had some mathematical thing, and then the rest of it was all lies. Like none of that was even adding up, right? And so God says, even if all the humans banded together, um, they could never produce, and not just humans. Like it's talk about humans and the jinns. Now we know the jinns have a lot of information the humans don't have, right? But imagine, like the jinns have so much um, more have so much more power or ability rather to do a lot of things when it comes to gathering information, like that the humans simply can't do because of the physical properties of the human being, right? The jinns can go in like across the universe in like a split second, and gather information and come back, like in a blink of an eye, for example, right? But we can't do that, of course. So you can think of their capacity to to mobilize and gather information. And God says, no, if you band it together with the humans and the jinns, and of course, humans can use whatever technology that they have available at their fingertips now, they could still never produce anything like this. And God says that we have cited in this Quran for the people all kinds of examples. So, like this thing that God is talking about here, I mean, it's pretty extraordinary, and God has given us a lot of information here, um, a lot of examples here, so that people can take heed. But God says the disbelievers just insist upon disbelieving. No matter what kind of proof you bring to them, um, they'll say things uh, like, this is like you have a proof, living proof in front of them, and they'll tell you, okay, so you got the proof, and it's just a bunch of numbers. So what, right? I mean, that's their response. So uh, this is just something to expect from the disbelievers, because God says no matter what you do, they will continue to disbelieve. Verse 90, God's messengers challenged. They said, "We will not believe you unless you cause a spring to gush out of the ground, or unless you cause a garden of date palms and grapes, with rivers running through it, or unless you cause masses from the sky, as you claimed, to fall on us, or unless you bring God and the angels before our eyes, or unless you own a luxurious mansion, or even climb into the sky. Even if you do climb, we will not believe unless you bring a book that we can read. Say, glory be to my Lord, am I any more than a human messenger?" So look at the demands of the disbelievers. I mean, how they are asking the messengers, you're just like powerless human beings, to do this and do that. Like they have, as if like they have the ability to, bring about whatever like powers that they're asking for, and just produce them like as some kind of wizard, right? Um, they don't realize that God has given them certain proofs, and that's all they can present along with the information that they are given. Nothing more, nothing less. And but in this case, like they expect the messengers to be like superhuman creatures. Like they can just like point to a spring, and it will just gush out water, and they have like gardens and palaces, and they control all the clouds, and bring things from the sky, which is ridiculous. And then they say, even if you bring all of this stuff, we will still not believe unless you have a book that they can actually read, right? So this just shows, I mean, how these messengers were challenged. And then the footnote, amazing. The footnote says, God's messenger of the covenant, Rashad Khalifa, was thus challenged, including the messenger, including the challenge to bring a new book or bring down masses from the sky. Verse 381 defines the duties of God's messenger of the covenant. Overwhelming proof is detailed in Appendix 2 and 26. Right? So let let this sink in. I mean, these are the things that they asked the messenger of the covenant, to bring down masses from the sky, to bring a new book, even though he was just a messenger, not a, and Muhammad was the final prophet. They wanted him to bring a new book, and they wanted him to bring masses from the sky. Um, and in fact, like I, I had this experience too when I first became a submitter. I tried to, give the message to someone who was related to a friend of mine, that I also, was well acquainted with. And this was exactly his response. And I was scared, like, when I heard that from him, like, are you serious? And he said the same thing. He's like, okay, he said, if, and I was totally not expecting this, because this person, like, seemed to be like a very sensible person, in my opinion, and was like relatively balanced, and he all of a sudden, like, he just became so like um, emotional, and he told me, he's like, okay, say, we really believe that this is the truth, and if you think you're telling me the truth, then bring down, like, I forgot exactly how he phrased it, But the same thing, he said, bring down the retribution from the sky or something, for me, you know. And I was just completely speechless. Like I didn't even know what to say to him. Um, but this is how these people respond. Sadly, instead of contemplating on the information and trying to examine the truth. I mean, this is the kind of stupidity that flows out of these people's mouth. Which obviously we know how much they will regret on the day of judgment. Verse 94: Messengership, an essential test. What prevented the people from believing when the guidance came to them is their saying, did God send a human being as a messenger? Say, if the earth were inhabited by angels, we would have sent down to them from the sky an angel messenger. God is my witness. Say, God suffices as a witness between me and you. He is fully cognizant of his worshippers' fears. So, messengership is an essential test, and we understand that um, why it becomes an why it becomes an essential test is because um, we are egotistical creatures, and so you have to overcome your ego when you're presented with a living contemporary messenger, or even non-living for that matter, um, and they just don't want to accept it from someone who is just like them, or maybe, or what they may consider someone who's lower than them, um, or just the same as them, right? Because that just becomes a matter of ego, Oh, what, he's just another human being, and a lot of that stems from jealousy, right? I mean, they they think, um, they also think like, why them, why God chose this person instead of him, like they think so highly of themselves. I mean, the whole universe revolves around the person who idolizes his ego, and so for them to accept anybody else other than themselves becomes very difficult. And obviously, for some people, it becomes a test that they can't pass, and it is a difficult test, right? But for the believers, God makes it easy. But it becomes hard for them to accept it from someone, uh, you know, just as human as them. But I guess if it was some superhuman creature like they make their idols to be, um, then they would accept them as a messenger, or even accept them as their God, um, but not God alone, right? Because God alone is being something that they're required to believe now, and they're finding it's so difficult to submit to him, also just because of their egos. So messengership becomes a test for them because of their egos, because of the jealousy, and because they don't want to accept that someone other than them gets to be chosen for something. It's also because they think messengership is this big deal, like you have to be really, like, out of the ordinary to be a messenger, and have like superpowers and stuff, and they expect God knows what from this person. They have expectations that when they actually see a messenger in reality, or hear about him, like they can't accept when they find out that they're ordinary human beings just like them. And then verse 96, the subtitle says, God is my witness, right? And so God is, and this is from the subtitle, from the messenger of the covenant. He's saying God is his witness that he sent him as a messenger. And obviously, we have more proofs on top of him citing God as a witness. All the proofs that he has been given from God as a messenger. His name is mathematically coded, as well as Dr. Rashad Khalifa. Um, and so Whomever God guides is the truly guided one, and whomever he sends astray, you will never find for them any lords and masters besides them. We will summon them on the day of resurrection forcibly blind. I'm already on the 40-minute mark, so God willing, I'll continue reading. Um, we will summon them on the day of resurrection forcibly blind, dumb, and deaf. Their destination is hell. Whenever it cools down, we will increase their fire. Their innermost thoughts, such as their requital, just requital, since they rejected our revelations. They said, after we turn into bones and fragments, do we get resurrected into a new creation? Could they not see that the God who created the heavens and the earth is able to create the same creations? He has predetermined he has predetermined for them an irrevocable lifespan, yet the disbelievers insist upon disbelieving. Proclaim, if you possess my Lord's treasures of mercy, you would have withheld them, fearing that you might exhaust them. The human being is stingy. And so, real quick, I mean, these are the innermost thoughts that the dis- that the disbelievers have, right? And God witnesses all these things. And so, even though someone may say that they believe in God, in reality, they actually don't. And these are some of the thoughts that go inside their heads. Like, we're talking about people who identify themselves as one of the people of the scripture, whether they're Jews, Christians, or Muslims, who say that they believe in the hereafter, but in reality, this is what goes on really in their minds. Like, they in their subconscious, like they're thinking, no, I mean, this can't really be. And these are the doubts that eventually take over, that will separate a disbeliever from a believer. I mean, a believer from a hypocrite. Also, if they claim to believe, and and God says, I mean, why is it so difficult for people? I mean, He's created all these things before, and He has predetermined everybody's lifespan, and yet these people insist upon disbelieving while they're seeing that. I mean, they were nothing to begin with in the first place, and they're living, breathing, talking, creatures. Um, and why would it be so difficult for God to just hit repeat one more time for his creation to come back? It's like you're a programmer. You wrote the entire program to run it. I mean, why can't you just hit run again? It's that simple. And but unfortunately, the human being, is so ignorant. Verse 101: Moses and Pharaoh. We supported Moses with 9 profound miracles. Asked the children of Israel. When he went to them, Pharaoh said to him, I think that you, Moses, are bewitched. He says, you know full well that no one can manifest these, except obviously the Lord of the heavens and the earth. I think that you, Pharaoh, are doomed. When he pursued them, as he chased them out of the land, we drowned him together with those who sided with him, all of them. So, of course, I mean, all these examples that we see of God's system in the past, I mean, um, they can they can be true now, and his system never changes. And we can see how God supported Moses with all these miracles, uh, and how he set, and really like this, the exchange that God has, you know, uh, preserved for us here in the Quran. It says, "I think that you, Moses, are bewitched," and he said, "No, I think you, Pharaoh, are doomed." Um, Subhanallah, and of course, Moses knew what to expect for Pharaoh. I mean, God already, inspired him, and we see what actually happened. And those who sided with the messenger, turned out to be the winners and inheritors, and the people who followed Moses. I mean, people who followed Pharaoh actually, and all the people who sided with him ended up having the same fate as Pharaoh, right? And we have pharaohs now in this world, also as we were just talking about it before the study, and you can see exactly what to expect for such people, who side with the pharaoh, um, are going to end up with the pharaoh, right? Um, and so these are examples for us to learn from. History. They say history repeats itself, and it does repeat itself. In this case, um, we're witnessing, tyrants all around the world. I mean, this is part of God's system, um, that and everything is in accordance with God's will. But we see that these people, you know, like that, will end up incurring the fate that they all deserve. The disbelievers already have a miserable life, but then their end is the worst, as we know. Um, Sometimes we may not see the retribution that God has saved for them, but if we live long enough, God will show us in our lifetime, and that holds true for the people who schemed against the messenger, and schemed against God, and spend millions, uh, or a lot of wealth. We don't know how much they spend actually, but they spend a lot of money to try to hide the miracle, try to destroy its credibility. But eventually, as we know, with all the messengers, eventually people who disbelieve, they're given some time, you know, and after that time is up, God's retribution comes, and we're waiting for it. We're waiting for the smoke, and it's close. And may God save all of us. So with this, God willing, I will end. If you guys have any comments or questions, please feel free. Thank you.
But yeah, I had a question I just remembered. So about verses on the meditation, like 79 and 80, um, and then well 70, yeah, 79 and 80. So if you're, I mean, like if you're already up at night, let's say due to work schedule or something, does it count the same? Because
Yeah, it counts.
I mean, since is okay? Because it's
You
like,
can
oh
decide.
well, you already happen to be up, so like it's not like you're going extra above and beyond by staying up because you kind of have to. Like, I was
You
wondering
can
about
decide
that.
not to, right? You can also decide
Well,
not to.
right, right. Like if you're
Yeah,
forced by circumstance or something, like is it the same? Like if someone who is gonna, you know, uh, stay up a little later or something when they're on the daytime schedule, for example, or let's say you're trying to get a lot of work done, you stay up later and you meditate. Uh, but I mean, it is true. Like I know what, like our brother Suleman mentioned, like at night things are more peaceful and quiet, and it does. Like just speaking from the past, even before uh, I worked at uh, night times due to work, like staying up and meditating at night or thinking about was it felt different, than like during the day or something. Like in a good way.
yeah, like during the day, you get phone calls, like you're thinking about certain things. But when it's at night, of course, and you're also tired, maybe, right? Like that also maybe makes some sense.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Even if you're on a
Hmm.
night schedule because of your work, I'm still tired a lot. You know? Like at
And
night time.
basically, if you're forced to stay awake, let's say at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock at nights, you're actually lucky. Then you can practice this. You can practice this. You understand? Like, imagine if you were just sleeping and you didn't. and you couldn't wake up. Now you are already awake. You already do your 5 time prayer. You already read the
Mashallah.
Quran. You're already doing all these things, and then God is helping you out. Doing this one too, because every worship that we do, it helps our souls grow. So it's an yeah. Like for example, I still do it basically. There are in the summer, the dawn prayer here in the Netherlands is around 3 o'clock. Like very, it's exactly the middle of the night. But I end up sometimes working until 3 o'clock, and I know that the dawn prayer is at a certain time, so I stay awake. I wait until the dawn prayer time comes, and then I do the prayer, read the Quran, and then go to sleep. So it doesn't have to be always that you need to wake up for at night.
Mashallah.
And
Yeah,
actually,
your
brother,
circumstances
when
could
yeah,
put you.
yeah, and actually, brother, when you really think about it, you have, like, in a normal, the average human being who works, they work not at night, right? Like the most of the people, they have just normal working hours. It's in the you start in the morning, let's say 7, 8 o'clock, and then you work until 3, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, right? So you need time to sleep, of course. You need time to eat and drink and do all that stuff. So, like most of the people, they end up sleeping at 11 o'clock, maybe 12 o'clock, because you need to wake up. You need to sleep around 8 hours and then wake up the next day. So, and as a submitter, you need to wake up for the dawn prayer. So the question is, are we going to sleep at around 11 o'clock, maybe 12 o'clock, and then wake up at 2 at night, sleep back, and then wake up again at 5 o'clock, for example, if the dawn prayer is at 5? You understand my point? Like, it's
Mhm.
like, so that's why my understanding was, and if I'm not mistaken, maybe, yeah, we either spoke about this or the messenger of the covenant had the same question. Yeah, maybe I asked it even. Like, what does night mean? Like, is this after the last prayer we do?
I
It's
think
called Aisha, right?
it's between sunset and dawn. I think, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that should be night, right?
Hmm.
Yes. So we have also Aisha, the fifth prayer that we are doing, right? So that is a prayer that we are doing at the night, right? So we can say that is still night. At 11 o'clock is also night. 12 o'clock is night. Maybe in the winter times, for example, night is very early. So you're already not sleeping. So
Hmm.
yeah, but you can also choose to go to, you know, if you're not if you don't care about the hereafter, you can also go to the nightclub, right? Like, but you decide to do, you decide to pray, you decide not to follow the devil.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
mashallah. Like I've actually thought about that from time to time. Like,
What?
there's
The
a lot of
nightclubs?
time. No, 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 no. Sorry, not. I should clarify. I was about what you
Yeah, I'm
said
joking.
earlier
I'm
about
joking.
like, yeah, they came over.
Yeah. Yeah.
About like about circumstances and stuff, and the meditation at night, just from like my I think like my growth I've noticed over the past few years. A lot of the times I'm able to like do this because it's peaceful out here where I work. It's quiet and I'm by myself doing various tasks, and there's a lot of it's it's nice, and so. And a lot of this time really has been spent like either listening to the Quran or music or other things, or just thinking about, uh, so yeah, like kind of like you said, like if you're in a position, make the most, like a position, like your time schedule or whatever, like make the most of it, and you take advantage of what you can.
Yeah, like we need to seek out every opportunity that we get to remember God. And like the message of the covenant talks about this, like remembering God. Welcome back, brother. Remembering God, like in the what was it? Where they do the zikri, right? He's saying like the word La ilaha illallah is like so powerful. Um, like we can use every opportunity to say that and to remember God.
Hmm. So we're talking about the meditation.
Uh, yes, brother. So maybe you didn't hear the question, but brother John was
Hmm.
asking if you're already
Hmm.
awake, does that
Hmm.
count the same as when you're not
Hmm.
awake and you need to wake up for the night meditation?
Hmm. Yeah, it's the same.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said maybe
Yeah.
it's even
Because
better,
like brother, like you said, you could choose not to. Right?
Or
You
choose to
still
go to the
choose.
nightclub.
Hmm.
nightclub. Yeah, yeah, you can.
Yeah. You choose to go
That's
on
it.
Netflix.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah, there's actually, I actually didn't think about that because there's people that I work with out here in the field, and they like play these little games. And I'm not saying anything inherently is wrong with that, but like these
Hmm.
little goofy games. Even
Uh-huh.
some of them are playing these casino, like it's on the phone, and they're
Hmm.
like casino type games instead of like they could be doing something more productive,
Hmm.
having to do with God. But I mean, they're not submitters to begin with. But yeah, I didn't think about it
Hmm.
like that. Like you could technically choose to do something that's not
Hmm.
good.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that it's not mandatory, it's a lot of opportunity for the believers because most people would choose not to do it because it's optional, and that's what helps you stand out because even though it's not mandatory, it's not your one of your minimum requirements. Some people just follow the minimum requirements of submission and they think that they're gonna make it right. But these extra credit will definitely go a long way, for the people. It's like if you imagine if you're a
Mhm.
good student and you go for the extra credit, like you can go up, you can score more than 100%. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Or it could be the difference between like you
Hmm.
making
Hmm.
making it because like I mean I remember I did some extra credit in one of my courses, and my history
Hmm.
professor actually exempted me, and it was only one other student from taking the final exam, which was actually very difficult. And he said, because y'all did this extra stuff and y'all grade is so high, y'all don't have to take it. And then yeah, it was about like the state history, which was very difficult to remember, and
Hmm.
I always felt really glad.
Hmm.
Like it was worth doing extra credit because like it pretty much I did well, so
Hmm.
and like you said, like for someone not to think that they need it is bad. Like
Hmm.
that's arrogant. Like because I
Yeah.
mean, we make so many mistakes. Even the verse that says, "There's sins that God overlooks," and then other things
Hmm.
that we aren't even aware of. You know,
Hmm.
so we need as much weight, for our soul as we can get.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like
by
if
the way,
Yeah.
someone
does
gives you $1, and they'll tell you, "Oh, give me $1 and I'll give you 1,000 back in the stock market." I mean, you would definitely do this.
Hmm.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah. Did anyone happen to check the feed on YouTube when I was reading? Because after I finished reading, like I saw that for some reason the microphone level was not fluctuating for me. So now I'm on my phone though. Now it's picking that up, but I don't know if the study itself where I was reading was
yeah, now it's
actually heard.
fine.
Yeah, heard, could be heard. by
Oh
Allah.
yes, but I think it's very. 1 second, brother. Y- Yeah, but it's low.
You're able to hear it.
You.
The
Yeah, very low. Maybe if you use a headphone, I think.
in the beginning was low.
Oh, it's really low.
Well,
1 second, let me check
God
here.
is doing everything.
Oh, it's really, really low, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
now,
Now it should be fine. Cause
yeah,
I'm in
now
my
it's really
headphones.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe next time
Maybe
we
we
use
can do
headphones.
again. Mm.
You want to do it again?
Yeah, because it's really you can't really hear it,
Mm-hmm.
brother.
Mm-hmm.
I meant maybe next week, or if you want
Mm-hmm.
right now
Yeah, next
too. I
week.
don't know
No,
if you have time.
no.
No. Okay. You will earn the double, brother. Like it's good for your soul. Come on, opportunity.
No, I mean, we could do it again next week, I guess. I mean, we can still talk about these
Inshallah.
verses. Uh,
Okay.
I'm,
Yeah, I had a question, brother. So,
mhm.
basically, two questions. One is listening to zikr.
Uh-huh.
I assume that counts too because you are meditating in your mind. You don't really have to. The messenger of the covenant, he says, doing it very silently and loudly. Both you can do, of course, the zikr.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you just put on your headphones and then you listen to zikr? This is the first question. Is that the same as you yourself doing the zikr practically, like sitting down and then, or laying down and then
I mean,
pronouncing these?
if you're following it, you know, I mean, but if you're daydreaming while it's playing,
Hmm.
that wouldn't be the
But
same, you know.
how could you not follow?
It's
You
possible, you
hear,
know.
yeah,
I
but you
listen
hear
to it all
it.
the time. I listen to I listen to zikr all the time, you know. But a lot of
Hmm.
times, it's like I'm mentally checked out, you know.
Oh, you're maybe busy with something, focused on something else. But
Yeah, I mean, it's easy,
meanwhile,
you know.
okay,
But
that's
but when
okay.
you're actively doing it, you know, obviously, then
Yeah,
you know you can't
there
be like
is
you can be doing that. Yeah.
like there is definitely a difference between like really sitting there and then
Mhm.
like doing the zikr
Mhm.
and putting it on and laying down and then working on
Mhm.
something. There's
Mhm.
definitely difference,
Yeah.
but I still think
But,
um it's about remembering, right? Like as long as you also that makes you remember God, right?
mhm.
Even
Yeah.
if you're only
It's about
listening.
remembering God. Yeah.
Mhm. So the other question, brother, is listening to the Quran in
Mhm.
Arabic.
Mhm.
Um, someone listening to the Quran without understanding the what has been said, or maybe has some idea about what has been
Yeah. I mean,
what is it called?
that's not that's not very productive use of their
Yeah,
time.
but
Like, I mean, you'd rather
yeah,
want to listen to, like, why don't you listen to it in a language that you can actually understand? You
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking. Okay, so
know.
um, of course, like we are it's a commandment of God that we need to read the Quran, try to understand it, and follow all everything what is in the Quran, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's already something that is basic. That's something you need
Mm-hmm.
to do. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have the other part, which is like more a meditating way. You understand what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
listening to someone who's reading the Quran beautifully, like the messenger was also doing this.
Yeah, but the messenger
I
was
don't
doing
know
this
if he, yeah,
he spoke Arabic, right? That's the difference.
yeah,
And
with him is of course
if you
difference. Yeah,
understand Arabic, if you understand
it's
Arabic to the
different.
point where then it's fine. Like it's just me. Like it's just like me listening to it in English or in my own language because I can
Mm-hmm.
understand it and benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the verse says,
Mm-hmm.
we just render like a foreign language in the hearts of the guilty.
Mm-hmm.
We're not those people. So if you
Mm-hmm.
listen to it and you don't
But
understand
I know,
anything,
but in our my in our case, for example, yeah, but
Uh huh.
we, because we read the Quran a lot, we know when the reciter is reading a certain surah. Like, I know what he's reading, what the topic is, like, you understand what I mean, like it, yeah.
Why don't
If
you
you
read it
wouldn't
in
know
your language?
anything, sorry.
Why don't you? I mean, why don't you hear it in your own language?
Yeah, I hear the one you did. I sleep with that,
No, but like
for
say
example.
in
I
Dutch, for
know.
example.
Yeah.
In Dutch, for
Um,
example, I mean, you could make AI do it,
no,
and
it's
then
not as nice as Arabic, brother. Come on.
yeah,
It's like
but
it
you're
doesn't.
not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not as you're not able to understand. Like even though you can understand, okay, it's reciting, let's say Surah 36 or something, right? That you're more
Yes, Surah
familiar with,
Yasin.
but
Yes.
you're not gonna follow each and every detail
Yes.
if
It's
you
not
don't
as,
speak it,
yes.
So
Yes.
it's not as beneficial for you if you can't. I mean, it's still something, but it's not as beneficial for you as it would be in your own language, right? I mean,
But
it could
okay,
still be
yes.
beautiful. The beauty is not in the is not in the reciter as much as it is in the words, the meaning behind it,
The
right? I mean,
Yeah, the point is
when
meditation,
you
right?
yeah, I mean, when you hear the word of God, I mean, it doesn't even matter like if it's delivered. I mean, if of course if it's delivered nicely, that's better. But I mean, even if it's not delivered in the most eloquent way by someone with the best sound quality or whatever, or nice sounding, but I mean, the real thing is the meaning, behind that will
Of
make you
course.
reflect, you know.
Of course.
And so
Of
when
course.
you're listening to it in a language that you can actually comprehend, you're going to get the most benefit out of it. I mean, if it sounds good, yes, you want it to sound good, but you also want it to make sense
It's
because
meditation, like you want to be in this,
if you want to
like
meditate,
you're
well, I
remembering
mean,
God and
you could, but it's not the best way, in my opinion, right? If you can't understand what it's saying, if you can't understand what it's saying, then you might. It just also sets a very bad example. People think
My
that
dad used to
you know,
actually,
yeah.
my dad used to, I mean, you don't know about him, or Suleman knows a lot about it, but some of y'all don't more now. But yeah, he used to actually listen to the Arabic, and he didn't understand anything it's saying, but he was like, he said it sounded nice, and I'd be, like walking around the house or in the kitchen, and I would hear it, but it honestly, it never, it was nice to listen to, but I never got any benefit from it or learned
Hmm.
anything. Like in the last couple of years, we're going through different things, different tests, and if you listen to something and you hear something in the Quran and you understand it like it's in your language English, and like I mean that could be a difference between like adding insight or understanding to help you do good in your
Hmm.
test or pass it versus like just kind of burning time, not
Yeah.
understanding. And even if it sounds like, honestly, I would if you want something that sounds beautiful. I mean, you could play instrumentals.
Hmm.
If you could play instrumentals and listen to it, like that's, I mean, really,
Hmm.
Suleiman's like that's why I think it's the best. I'm not biased either because this was I first heard it back in 2014. Before like really becoming a submitter in 2000, I think 21. Like, but it was around the same time. Like, learned as a Christian, like you know, uh, the real message that Jesus brought, etc. But I mean, that's better. Like the instrumentals. I mean, you hear something like a beautiful flute or piano or something that, you think about how God created. This is what goes on in my mind, like how God created our eardrums and our brain to interpret these different instruments. And
Hmm.
yeah, it invokes like it's like you can't really explain it. Uh,
Hmm.
but that's just
Yeah.
my
Mm. Yeah.
thoughts
And I
on that.
mean, the thing is, like, I'm not saying that it's prohibited or anything like that, right? But it's just not the most efficient way to do it. That's all I'm saying. Like, I listen to sometimes, for example, the recitation of Surah Yasin, Surah 36, in the voice of Sheikh Al-Banna, like the when the messenger talks about, right, the reciter that he was listening to when about the fulfillment of the covenant. But it's a version that I remixed with music, and also I only listen to it like with video when I have subtitles on the video, and if I can follow it, usually like I would, but still I it's and it sounds beautiful, right? I mean, it rhymes and everything, but if I can understand what it's saying, I mean, that's what makes, like, when the messenger is talking about meditation, right? He's talking about the more you mean it, the more you grow. He said, the more you mean it, the more you grow.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're saying the words, you're doing the meditation yourself, but you're not fully there involved in it, like, and you're not really meaning it from the heart. Like, how can you do that when you're listening to it in a foreign language that you don't even understand properly, right? So it becomes very difficult, you know, for you to really truly get immersed. Like, if you just uh, want to hear the sounds and stuff, I mean, and think about God, I mean, that's
Yeah,
still,
it remembers God.
yeah.
It's
I mean that's,
nice.
yeah, but I mean, it's not
Mm.
gonna give you the best results, you know.
Maybe you could listen to the English or the Dutch, like if you had something after each, uh, maybe verse
Mhm.
recitation. If you,
Yeah,
I don't know.
and you especially don't want to do it when you all this other Muhammadans, are listening, are doing this, that they think,
Mm-hmm.
it brings blessings, you know. So you want to
Mm-hmm.
set a good example for the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
world too as a submitter, and break the tradition, so to speak, like with the people the way they're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mashallah.
Yes, yes, brother. Yeah, I am also agree with your, yeah, because if you read anything and if you don't understand properly,
Hmm.
and your brain will not,
Hmm.
touch it, with it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
you have to feel it. You have to feel it what we reading. So
Hmm.
then it will be proper medication. That's also my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing is, brother, what is the conclusion? So do you have to wake up to do the meditation? For that's I
Oh
didn't.
no, no,
No, he's asking, do you have to meditate
No, no,
really
no. Oh,
at night,
no, no.
or
He's
oh yeah,
asking.
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you need to
oh, you're
wake
saying,
up?
do you have to go to sleep to wake up to do
Yeah, yeah,
meditation?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, again, yeah. The last time you, yeah, that I
Uh-huh.
didn't.
Right. No, no, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the what counts is the fact that you do meditate, for extra credit.
Okay, okay.
Whether you were awake or you're already awake or you just woke up, I mean, that is irrelevant.
Oh,
The
yeah,
fact
yeah.
that you're staying up and, devoting your time to God
Mhm.
and reflecting, that's what matters.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's how I was doing, but I never
Hmm.
I wake up, for. That's why today I
Hmm.
thought, yeah, maybe I misunderstood
Yeah.
something, and that's why I am to confirm. Okay,
Hmm.
thank you.
Okay, but what if I listen? I don't want to make it too long, this part, but because it's it's something we
But,
do sometimes.
uh-huh.
Like I'm working behind my desk. It's
Hmm.
12 o'clock at night, and
Hmm.
like because like I am used to I'm used to listening to the Quran like from a very young age.
Uh-huh.
um I understand like
Hmm.
like I understand that you need to understand it's like all those
Hmm.
things, of course.
Hmm.
But still it helps in a way to remember God. It sounds really nice.
Why don't
Like
you listen to it in
maybe
English?
wait, maybe we can change with AI, like when what was his name, Abdul Basit, Abdul Samad,
Hmm. Hmm. Abu Basit, yeah.
that one. Yeah, Abdul Basit. If
Or
AI can change that, and
Sheikh
then
Al-Banna.
but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Change what? What? Change what? What are you saying? Change. Yeah, I can
Change the
change what?
recitation, how they recite the Quran. You
No, we're
understand?
talking about the language.
Yeah, I understand, but
We're talking about the
he
not
is
like
what?
even if the person's like talking in normal voice, like we're not talking about making it long and singing and stuff like that. If you did that in English too, I mean that would be good. Like for
Okay,
example, when you
but
go
would
to
it
the
sound
conference,
as nice? Would it sound as nice?
well, the thing is
You
like
have this in Turkish, brother.
if you just want to
Yeah.
listen to something that sounds nice, you can just listen to music.
No, I don't want that. I want to listen to the Quran sounding also nice to
Hmm.
my ears. Not
Hmm.
only something, but it's the
Right, but the
Quran.
thing
I know
is,
these are,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But the thing is, the Quran, there's nothing holy like listening to it
But I
in
know,
Arabic if you don't
I know you're right.
understand.
You're totally right. It's like
Yeah,
sound
so
making
you better
only. I
listen.
understand.
Yeah, so you want to find out what you want to do, right? If you just want to listen to something that sounds nice, you can listen to music, or if you want to listen to the Quran and you still want it to sound nice, you can listen to it in English, or
And I know
maybe put it in
what the
Dutch or
topic
another
is.
language.